Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Melissa, and I hope you'll stick around, hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of mom content on here, a lot of homeschool content, and a lot of allergy life content. Today I'm switching gears a little bit, and I'm gonna show y'all my ugly front room. It's mid-renovation, um, and I'm hoping you guys can give me some good advice about what to do in our front room. So if you're good at interior design, please watch and please comment. Here we go, let me show you. Okay, first of all, a little background. We have been in this house for 3 years. And because of our allergy kid, the plan coming in was we were going to close on this house 3 months before we had to be out of our other house, which was going to give us the time to come in and basically renovate this whole house. And that didn't happen. There was an issue. It's a loud noise outside. I hope that's not too loud for you guys. There was an issue with there was a lot issue on mortgage paperwork from the previous owner, and they would not let us close until that got corrected. And it took the entire 3 months plus another month. It was a total nightmare. And I'll spare you like all the details, but it was bad because what ended up happening is we didn't have a place to live, so we actually had to end up renting this house that we were buying from the homeowner because we had to get out of our last house. And that also meant that we couldn't do any of the renovations we needed to do prior to moving in. That also meant that we had to pull up every bit of carpet out of this house before we moved in. Like the day before we came in here and we had to pull up all the carpet because we knew it wouldn't be healthy for Ford. He couldn't live in here with the carpet gone. And then we've had to renovate as we live here, which if you've ever done that, we've done that before. It's not our first time, but man, it's a pain. So the front room was one of the rooms that had carpet in it. So we had ripped at the carpet. So it's literally been a slab floor in here for a long time. And at the time when we moved in this house, we had no plans to homeschool. So this front room and the dining room it was just going to be like a second living room. We live in an 80s house, so it has what used to be used as a formal living room and a den and a formal dining room. And so since we had the den, we renovated that first. Obviously, we really hadn't had need for the front room, so it sort of was sitting untouched and in terrible shape this whole time we've lived here because it just wasn't at the top of our priority list because it was not a room we needed to use right away. And so we were working on things like bedrooms, and then we had another delay because we got chosen for the television show, so we had to put everything inside the house on pause basically to do the television show, to get the yards done, which was amazing. But that took literally between all the things that you have to do before you film and then the week of filming and all that, I mean, that took a good chunk, 6-month delay from everything else that we were doing in the house. And then my husband had an accident at work and had to have ankle surgery. And so anyway, it's just kind of been one thing after another. And then after that, we got accepted into the NIH. And so we've been traveling to Washington, D.C. quite a bit the last year and a half. And so it's just kind of been one thing after another. And these renovations are taking forever. And so then last January, I guess, this past January or maybe it was February, whenever we made the official decision to homeschool, I knew that I was going to need this room finished because I knew I was going to need some storage and some things like that. I am not a schoolroom homeschooler. Like, I didn't want, one of the reasons we decided to homeschool, well, I decided to homeschool was because I did not want to be like traditional school. So I made the decision to homeschool for a lot of reasons, but partially so that we could homeschool, so we could school differently than sitting at desks, because that doesn't work for my oldest in particular. So I knew I didn't want a schoolroom per se, but I knew I did not have enough storage in our house with this room incomplete to keep everything that goes along with homeschooling. And so we started the renovation on this room. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what we've done so far, and then I'll ask for some advice. Okay, so let me show you. If we're walking in from my kitchen, you go into our formal dining room, which we've pretty much finished. So we have my favorite wall probably in my entire house, which everything you see, almost everything you see, we did ourselves. We made the signs, we made, so we own a remodeling and repair business. We mostly do residential work, although sometimes we do commercial stuff, but it's mostly residential. So my husband is always bringing me home things and I'm like, ooh, how can I upcycle that? So I absolutely am in love with these frames that we made. This is actually a job that he did. He took a decking down and replaced it, and this was the old deck basically, and so I turned it into artwork and I painted that and all that, and I love it. The shiplap wall we did, we were originally gonna paint it white, but David suggested we try whitewashing it first and see how we like that, and I absolutely fell in love with the whitewashing, and so we left it, and it's my favorite. And then this piece of furniture is actually a little small for this wall, so I'm probably going to add something in the corners. I haven't decided yet. This piece of furniture was actually custom made for our old house, the house we moved here from, and I designed it myself. And this is a piece of Brazilian cherry on the top. It's absolutely gorgeous. This isn't finished either. I'm a crafter and I always start projects and I don't finish them. This is actually milk bottles from an old local dairy farm that a really good friend of my family's owned, and so I'm kind of upcycling those too, and I'm going to add some twine and some flowers and stuff eventually. And then of course I have a diffuser in here because I have a diffuser everywhere. But anyway, this room was awful before. We put new floors down, we painted everything. The trim was wood before, it's not now. The ceilings were popcorn ceilings, they're not now. We scraped them and redid them and painted them. This light fixture is also new. And eventually my husband is going to make me my dream dining room table. But currently we have no dining room table. So, but this is the room that's the closest to finished as far as that. So if you look, here is our connecting what would be considered like the formal living room when this house was built. And sorry, excuse the mess. It is a mess. I have homeschool stuff just kind of stuck everywhere. This is like glue and paint and pencils and paper and markers and all the things we actually use quite a bit, and this system works really well for us. Ideally, I'd like to have these drawers in a cabinet so they're closed up in a cabinet, but it works really well for us. And then we have a sofa bed because we fill up all of our bedrooms. We live in a 4-bedroom house, so we use them all. And this is a sofa bed. so that if we ever needed to house somebody else, we could. That is my super dusty piano over there that I can't live without. That is the foyer, which I'll show you in a minute. It's currently under renovation. This desk is, this is actually the foyer table. I don't like it. It's probably going to get either refurbished or sold and replaced. But right now I teach with VIP Kid from here. And then back here I have more homeschool stuff stashed. And then over here it's just sort of like stuff has gotten thrown here, y'all. And that's my friend Whitney's umbrella that I keep forgetting to give back to her. And then this is the foyer. So from here, there's a front door, and then if you go through that door, you end up in our den, which leads to back around into the kitchen where I just came from. So obviously in here, major renovations happening right now. The ceilings got scraped and redone. The trim is all getting painted. The walls will get painted the same color gray as in here. And then the flooring obviously will be replaced to match this flooring, which that's a really bad shot because it's really dirty. That flooring looks prettier in there. And so the flooring will all match throughout. And I do have a new light fixture going in there, which is in this box right here. It's kind of hard to see. I'll show you the finished product when we get there. But the reason for my video is because I hate this, like, maybe it's better for me to go back over here and show you this like gallery style room. Oh, and here I guess I forgot to tell you, there was no lighting in this room at all. Zero. Zilch. None. No lights. So we scraped these ceilings also and redid them and added the recessed lighting, redid the trim. Obviously I still need window treatments in here, a lot left to be done. But my question is, originally we were planning, and I think this is still my plan, but I just know all of you creatives might have a better plan for me. But the plan is for my husband to build custom built-in all the way along this wall, which is why you can't really tell from here, but there's no baseboards on that wall, whereas there are baseboards there and there, basically in every other part of this room, just not on that wall, because the idea is to put a built-in along this whole wall with sort of a desk set up on this side for me, not for the kids and for school, but for me, to have my laptop and where I do some of my work, and also a place for me to teach online. Then probably on this, around in this area, a place for another TV, so that if the kids want to play video games or something while the adults are watching TV in the den, or, you know, if half the family wants to watch one movie and half the family wants to watch another movie. Not that we spend a lot of time on the TV, but it would be nice on occasion, especially if the kids have friends over and the adults also have friends over, things like that. Or like when we're huge college football fans, so when we're watching college football and the kids would like to watch something else, especially when we have football parties, it would just be nice to have that option. Although usually when we're having football parties, we're out by the pool because we have a TV out there too. But anyway, I digress. We're thinking it would be nice to have a second TV, just, you know, for special occasions like that, when we do want to have two groups of people doing two different things or watching two different things. So that's kind of the plan, plus some cabinetry and things like that, where I can put these drawers that I was talking about. And like, here's our library books right now. We're working on North American Birds Unit from Gather Round Homeschool. And so like we checked out a bunch of bird books from the library, which has been super fun. But anyway, and like that's manipulatives for Ford's math, my little one's math. Just, you know, if you're a homeschooler, you know that thing, they're just things that, you know, you need a shelf for or a cabinet for. I don't have a lot of stuff, but I do have enough that obviously it's all sitting on the floor right now. So anyway, that is my plan currently. I've drawn it all out how I want it to look, and my husband's going to make it for me eventually. I'm starting to wonder if that's ever going to happen. But anyway, if you have any better ideas, like, so basically the couch and the piano will stay exactly where they are, and then we'll just have this large built-in on this side, and I'll get an area rug and probably a coffee table for in between. And so it'll look very much like, kind of almost like more like a informal informal den or living room. I was a little worried about the fact that right when you walk in my front door, that's what you would see. A desk right there, but I need it to be practical and useful. I'm just a very practical person. I mean, obviously, if you look at my dining room wall, I like for things to look nice, but I also like for things to be practical and get used frequently, and used well. So I'm trying to mix the practical and the pretty in this room, but still serve our purposes well. So let me know what you think. How do you do a gallery style room where it's just one long narrow room with doors on either end? Like, it just doesn't leave a lot of room, in my opinion, for, layout of furniture. I don't know. Anyway, what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? In here, like I said, we're gonna make a farmhouse dining room table that actually matches my table that we made for our dining kitchen, which is where we do a lot of our homeschool. So you may have seen that in other videos. It's a round table to fit that space, but we're gonna make a similar rectangular farmhouse table that'll go in here that'll match, essentially kind of match that table. So anyway, let me know. What do I do? What do I do with this long skinny room? Okay, so there you have it. Long skinny room. I'm sitting in it now. I'm looking at it going, okay. This room has been giving me trouble from the very beginning, about kind of what to do with it. So I'd really love your input. Let me know what you think. Surely we have more time on our hands right now because we're all stuck at home, right? We had our first case, confirmed case of COVID-19 yesterday in our area. And so the governor of our state yesterday closed down dentist office and orthodontist offices, and has said no medical procedure, no elective medical procedures at this point. We are not on a total lockdown like California is now as of yesterday, but I kind of foresee that's coming. So we'll see. How you surviving? Doing okay? How's homeschooling going? Because we all suddenly have turned into homeschoolers, haven't we? Please don't forget that I'm here to help you if you are concerned about anything going on with homeschooling. But I thought today would be a fun little distraction for me to ask your interior design advice. So please let me know what you think in the comments below, please. I need your help. I'm not good at this. This room has really given me a run for my money. So help a sister out if you would. And I'll see you guys next time.